Waking you up with the best in local sports.
That just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
All right, are we good?
We are good.
Joining us right now, former Sacramento King. I say that. He's always a Sacramento King. You're a King for life. Come on. The head coach of UC Davis basketball is heard right here on Sactown Sports, Mr. Jim Les. Coach, good morning. It's Dave. It's Jason. How are you?
Good morning, man. Are you good?
Not certain.
Have you requested a trade today, Coach? Because I can't take that if that happens.
I have not, or never have requested a trade. I requested a number of times not to get released, but it never worked.
Yeah,
I think it begs to differ when you go look back, because wasn't the reason we didn't take Doncic is because we already had a guard.
Yes.
And I think the old theory and philosophy of take the best player available, take the talent, and then figure it out. So I think when you hear about this news, you start looking back at, the past and the draft and maybe do things differently, which is always hindsight's always 20/20, but talent overrides, especially at that level.
Is that how you coach, or is that how you recruit, coach, as well? When let's say you've got a glut of guards and you know that Fred Smith and John Johnson are going to get the bulk of the minutes, and you've got two guys behind them, but oh my goodness gracious, you've got this other dude. Are you always recruiting the best player available, and how much does your roster makeup going in factor in, if at all? Yeah,
it factors some, but I'm in that camp, and I think you trust your coaches or your coaching ability to adjust. And hey, we're going to have to change how we play because we're going to play small. But I'm getting the four most talented guys on the floor. With a big, and we're going to play 4-around-1. So we've changed our style. A lot of times year in and year out, even coming off of a successful year, because of the makeup of our team and going to try and be as, talented as possible. Now, we have an outlier with our academics and some of the filters that some of our guys have to achieve in order to get admitted into UC Davis. And that too presents to me what I think is a really nice challenge, because you can't set out year over year and say, hey, we're just going to seek and go get this type of player, because that profile might not fit. So now we got to say, okay, we're going to go get the most talented guys we can get that fit that profile, and then adjust our style.
Talking with Coach Jim Les of the UC Davis Aggies, obviously a former King. Coach, want to take you back to your playing days on whichever team you were on during your pro career, in a situation like this where a franchise piece, a key player, all these things are swirling around now, and the Kings play tonight. They play on Saturday. They have this road trip. De'Aaron could be a King. He could be like that part of it is a little different in this day and age, but it still existed when you played. Like the noise that's out there, how much of a distraction is that for everyone that's on the road tonight in Philly for the Kings?
No, it's a distraction. It clearly is. And, I think, as fans or people removed, you think, hey, just go play. And what does it matter? And, nothing's happened yet. And, there's kind of a robotic request of just, do what you have to do and do your job. But it has a trickle-down effect throughout the team and the culture of the team, and the perception of what we're not good enough, or you don't like your teammates now, and there's this request for a trade. So it's there's dynamics there that carry some weight. But I will say not sure there's anybody better than Doug to help navigate that. Having a guy who's been through it, who's been traded, who's been on teams, and now is the leader. And I'm guessing, and my faith in him is that he's going to pull the right emotional chords and get the right triggers going with the guys to get them ready to play. But it's a factor, no doubt. And I'm guessing they're spending more time on that than X's and O's going into the game tonight.
Well, let's talk about a team that doesn't have chaos or dysfunction or trade requests. Let's talk about a team that's won 4 or 5.
Well, you tell us.
That is true. Let's talk about a team that took out Cal Poly and UCSB on the road, beat Hawaii in a phenomenal game by 2, and then has just hated UC Riverside. Can't stand them coming up on the 31st. Coach, you're on a good run right now. It must feel good. I know it's been an up and down season.
Well, the defense, and we've talked about, that's kind of our calling card, and the consistency of our defensive effort has been showing up, and that's been a big key for us. So we're really proud of the guys of answering the bell, and it's getting them to do the dirty work, and it's not always recognized, but the defensive pressure and the defensive presence and the togetherness on that floor and the aggressiveness has really been, something to see. And like right now, we're the second best defensive team in our league. The first best is Irvine, who's leading the league, and that's traditionally what's happened. So we got to stay on that path, and hopefully the defense travels down south when we head to Riverside and Irvine this weekend. 2 big challenges for us, but excited for this group and how they've kind of transformed themselves into thinking, hey, we're going to outscore people. We're going to play fast to, hey, we are going to defend and make people's lives miserable when they come to UCU or when we head out on the road.
Coach, you've told us before, like the goal is obviously to get better kind of monthly. You start the journey, you're kind of learning your team. You just want to get better and better and hopefully peaking by March. We've almost wrapped up another month here of January. You feel like you're hitting some of those goals of, noticeable, tangible team improvement as you've rolled through this season. Yeah.
And I think that, Jason, the integrity of your practices as the season goes on is so important. It's easy once you start playing games, but practices aren't important and we're focused on the game. But this group, and I'm a quality over quantity guy, so we're not going real long, but we want the intensity and physicality and concentration to be at a high level, so we're continuing to get better, because I think the teams that stall out in January or February are the teams that kind of lost focus of the importance of practice. So we're trying to harp that as a staff and make our practices creative and fun, yet intense and competitive, so guys continue to get better.
It's the start of a 4-game road trip this Friday or Thursday, I believe. 7:00, as heard right here on Sactown Sports. Coach, my wife was born and raised in Riverside, and it has been 18 years of nagging and pick up your socks and feed the baby and pay for the college and all that. And I blame the city. So do me a favor. I would often tell Coach Plow this when he would be playing a team I hated. Take care of business. And if you need motivation for the team, I'm happy to provide it.
Well, I appreciate that. And then in honor of your wife, and speaking of Coach Plow, I figure by January the guys are sick of hearing of me, so we're bringing in the southpaw from the bullpen today for a little get on the plane, pick me up talk. So we'll put this on Coach Plow to produce for your game, for our game against the UC Riverside.
Nice.
I love it. Bringing a little Shredville to the basketball team. Love it. Coach Les, you're the best. We appreciate your time each and every week. Good luck on the road, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. That is Coach Jim Les. We are way late for a break. When we come back to the Fox Talk, which will dominate this show. Don't forget, Katie Christensen will join us at 9 a.m., 4 Down Territory at 8:30, and that's about it, 4 Down Territory, when it comes to anything but Fox or Kings Talk. So you're in the right place. Sit back, relax. The rumors, where he wants to go, and what could that deal look like, and why it doesn't really make sense. We'll get into all that next.
Try